If you're over 60, I want you to hear this loud and clear. There are a few things you might be doing right now without even realizing it that could be quietly stealing years from your life and robbing you of your independence. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here because I've seen it happen far too many times in my own patients. People who could have been enjoying their retirement, traveling, laughing with their grandchildren, living life fully, but instead they were sidelined by problems that could have been avoided if they had just known what to stop doing. I don't want that for you. That's why I'm making this video. Before we go any further, I want to ask you something. If there was one habit or behavior you could stop today to protect your health and independence for the next 10 or 20 years, what do you think it would be? Leave me your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think, and you might be surprised by what I share today. Now, let's talk about the first thing I see far too often: ignoring small aches, pains, or changes in your body. I know how easy it is to brush things off. Maybe your knee's been hurting for a few months, but you just say, "Oh, it's just getting older." Or you're feeling more tired than usual, but you chalk it up to stress or the weather. The truth is, your body whispers before it screams. Those small signs are often early warnings, and when you're over 60, early detection is the difference between a small, treatable issue and a life-changing problem. I've seen people wait too long, thinking they were saving themselves trouble, when in reality, they were creating a much bigger problem for the future. The second thing you absolutely must stop doing is skipping strength training. I'm not talking about bodybuilding. I mean simply keeping your muscles strong enough to support your joints, maintain your balance, and prevent falls. After 60, muscle mass naturally declines, a process called sarcopenia. If you don't actively work to maintain it, you lose it, and once it's gone, everyday tasks become harder. Getting up from a chair, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, these can become real challenges. And when your balance weakens, your risk of falling skyrockets, and falls can be devastating at this age. I've seen vibrant, independent people lose their mobility after a single fall. So if you're not doing resistance exercises, even just body weight movements like squats, wall push-ups, or resistance band work, start now. And if you're doing them, don't stop. Another habit that's quietly harming your health is sitting for long stretches without moving. We've heard it before. Sitting is the new smoking. That's not just a catchy phrase. Prolonged sitting slows your circulation, stiffens your joints, weakens your muscles, and increases your risk for heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even certain cancers. You may think that if you exercise once a day, you're fine. But if you sit for hours at a time, that single workout isn't enough to undo the damage. Get up at least every 30 to 45 minutes. Stretch, walk, refill your water, or do a few light movements. Your body thrives on motion. Next, I need to address something I hear far too often. I'm too old to change. If you've been telling yourself this, stop right now. That mindset is one of the most dangerous habits you can have. The truth is, your body is still capable of change, repair, and growth, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. I've had patients in their late 70s reverse type 2 diabetes through diet and exercise changes. I've seen 80-year-olds start weight training and dramatically improve their balance and posture. The human body is incredibly adaptive at any age, but it will only change if you give it the right conditions. Believing you're too old is giving up before you even start. Another thing to stop: relying too much on processed foods. I know they're convenient, I know they're tasty, but they're often loaded with added sugars, sodium, and unhealthy fats, all of which increase inflammation and put more strain on your heart, kidneys, and joints. You don't have to eat perfectly. Nobody does. but focus on making whole, nutrient-dense foods the foundation of your diet. Fresh vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and healthy fats will nourish your body and give it the building blocks to repair and protect itself. And here's a small but powerful shift you can make. Whenever possible, choose foods with ingredients you recognize and can pronounce. Something else I want you to stop doing is skimping on protein. As we age, protein becomes even more important because it supports muscle maintenance, immune function, and wound healing. Yet, many people over 60 eat far less than they need. Make sure you're getting a good source of protein at every meal, whether it's eggs, fish, poultry, beans, or tofu. This doesn't mean eating huge amounts, but it does mean being consistent. Let's talk about sleep. Too many people treat sleep like an optional luxury, and that's a mistake. Poor sleep affects your immune system, mood, memory, and even your blood sugar. Over time, chronic sleep deprivation increases your risk for Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, and other serious conditions. Stop thinking you can get by on 4 or 5 hours a night. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of good quality sleep. That might mean creating a bedtime routine, avoiding screens before bed, or keeping your bedroom cool and dark. If you're having ongoing trouble sleeping, talk to your doctor. Don't just accept it as part of aging. Another thing that's holding people back is avoiding regular checkups. I know some of you hate going to the doctor. Maybe you're afraid of what they'll find, or you think it's not worth the hassle. But preventive care is one of the most powerful tools you have. Routine screenings, blood work, and physical exams can catch problems early when they're far easier to treat. I've seen countless lives extended and improved because someone caught an issue before it became severe. Skipping checkups doesn't make the problem disappear, it just lets it grow in the dark. And I have to say this, stop isolating yourself. Social connection is not just a nice to have. It's as vital to your health as diet and exercise. Loneliness increases your risk for depression, cognitive decline, and even premature death. If you've been pulling away from friends, family, or your community, make an effort to reconnect. Join a club, volunteer, attend classes, or simply call an old friend. Human connection keeps your mind sharp and your heart strong. I also want you to stop ignoring your mental health. Anxiety, depression, and stress don't just affect your mood, they impact your physical health too. Chronic stress raises inflammation and weakens your immune system. If you're feeling overwhelmed, sad, or constantly anxious, please talk to someone. Therapy, meditation, journaling, or even just regular conversations with people you trust can make a huge difference. We also need to talk about hydration. It's incredibly common for older adults to be chronically dehydrated because the sensation of thirst becomes less sharp with age. But dehydration can cause fatigue, confusion, constipation, urinary tract infections, and kidney problems. Make it a habit to drink water regularly, even if you don't feel thirsty. Carry a bottle with you. Add a slice of lemon or cucumber if you want more flavor. And while we're talking about things you might not feel until it's too late, let's talk about posture. Over time, sitting too much, leaning forward when looking at your phone, or carrying yourself with rounded shoulders can lead to a forward head posture and a curved upper back. This isn't just about looks. Poor posture compresses your lungs, reduces oxygen intake, strains your neck and shoulders, and can even affect digestion. The fix? Regular stretching, strengthening your back and core, and being mindful of how you carry yourself. Every time you walk into a room, imagine there's a string pulling you up from the crown of your head. Small corrections made daily can prevent years of discomfort and functional decline. Another dangerous habit is ignoring balance training. Strength training is essential, but so is specifically challenging your balance. Standing on one leg while brushing your teeth, practicing heel-to-toe walking, or taking a balance-focused class like Tai Chi can make a world of difference. Balance is like a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. And the older you get, the harder it is to regain. The people I've seen age most gracefully are the ones who deliberately work on their stability. You should also stop avoiding technology out of fear or frustration. I know learning new devices or apps can be intimidating, but technology can be your lifeline, from telehealth appointments to fitness tracking to connecting with loved ones. I've seen older adults thrive because they learned to use video calls, online classes, and health monitoring apps. It keeps your mind engaged and can help you stay safer and more informed. Now, this one's big. Stop underestimating the power of your mindset. Research consistently shows that people with a positive outlook on aging live longer and healthier lives. I'm not saying you have to be endlessly cheerful. Life has its challenges. But if you constantly expect decline, you're more likely to live into that expectation. Start noticing what's going right. Celebrate the progress you're making. Focus on what you can control rather than what you can't. Another thing to stop: eating too little. Yes, too little. Some people over 60 cut their calories too drastically, either because they've lost their appetite, they're trying to lose weight, or they think eating less will help them live longer. But undereating can lead to malnutrition, muscle loss, and a weakened immune system. Your body still needs high-quality fuel to function well. If your appetite is low, focus on nutrient-dense foods and smaller, more frequent meals. Please also stop thinking flexibility work is optional. Stretching and mobility exercises keep your joints healthy, maintain your range of motion, and make daily activities easier. Without it, stiffness sets in, and once that stiffness takes hold, it can limit your independence. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can keep you moving more freely for years to come. Now, I want to address alcohol. If you drink, be mindful of how much. As we age, our bodies process alcohol less efficiently, meaning the same amount that felt fine at 40 can hit you harder at 60 or 70. Alcohol can interfere with medications, disrupt sleep, and increase the risk of falls. I'm not here to tell you to never have a drink again, unless your doctor says so, but be aware of the real impact it has and adjust accordingly. Here's another subtle one. Stop ignoring dental health. Your oral health is deeply connected to your overall health. Gum disease has been linked to heart disease, stroke, and even cognitive decline. Brushing, flossing, and regular dental checkups are not just about keeping your smile. They're about protecting your heart and brain too. One habit that can be surprisingly harmful is wearing the wrong footwear. Shoes that don't provide proper support or that are worn out can increase your risk of falls, foot pain, and joint problems. Your shoes should fit well, support your arches, and have non-slip soles. If your balance isn't what it used to be, consider shoes that are easy to put on but secure once they're on. Let's talk about sun protection. Just because you're older doesn't mean you're immune to skin cancer or the aging effects of the sun. In fact, skin cancer risk increases with age. Stop skipping sunscreen and protective clothing when you're outdoors, even on cloudy days. Your skin still needs protection. Another thing to stop is multitasking all the time. It may seem like you're being productive, but constant mental juggling increases stress and can lead to mistakes or accidents. Try doing one thing at a time and giving it your full attention. Your brain will thank you. And please stop ignoring your vision and hearing changes. These senses are vital for staying safe and engaged in the world. Unaddressed vision problems can lead to falls, and untreated hearing loss has been linked to faster cognitive decline. Regular eye exams and hearing tests can preserve your quality of life in ways you might not fully appreciate until you've lost them. Stop avoiding hobbies or creative outlets because you think they're not productive. Activities that bring you joy, whether it's painting, gardening, playing music, or cooking, reduce stress, keep your brain active, and can even improve physical health. Life is not just about avoiding illness. It's about creating moments worth living for. Something else you should stop doing is saying yes to everything out of obligation. At this stage in life, your time and energy are precious. Overcommitting leads to stress and burnout. Learn to say no when you need rest or when something doesn't serve your health and well-being. Finally, stop waiting to live. I've seen too many people put off their dreams because they think they'll have more time later. Later isn't guaranteed. If there's something you've always wanted to do, start taking steps toward it now. It doesn't have to be all at once. Even small actions matter. I want you to remember, every single one of these changes is about preserving your independence, your mobility, and your joy. You've worked hard to get to this stage in life. Don't let small, avoidable habits chip away at it. You don't have to change everything at once. Start with one thing from this list, commit to it, then add another when you're ready. Over time, those small changes will compound into something powerful. So, let's go back to that question I asked you earlier. If you could stop one habit today to protect your future health, what would it be? Share it in the comments. You never know who you might inspire. And if this conversation helped you, pass it along to a friend or loved one who could use a reminder that their best years can still be ahead. You're not too old, it's not too late, and I promise you, the choices you make now will shape not just how long you live, but how well you live, and that's something worth fighting for.